Do know
a 7-year-old
family software.
Armando Luis
There, say 2 officers have been shot outside a Home Depot. The suspect escaped the scene.
They were just telling us, like, get out the building, but then
Was arrested last night.
Massive police presence here. Shot 2 responding officers and shot a security guard.
Rogelio was memorable.
Officer Rogelio Santander got his first taste of police work 70 miles from Dallas in this Hunt County town back in 2013 when he was still a criminal justice major in nearby Texas A&M.
You know, it's hard to know that, or even find out that you're involved with something horrible like this. But I'll tell you, it happened to me today. And I can only think of the family of Rogelio. I started my day like I normally do. I got my truck ready and my trailer, and I went to the landfill. At about 10:30, I got a phone call from the Dallas Police Department saying that why my truck was in a ditch in Highland Park, Dallas. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, of course. And then he told me that it was the license plate to my truck. And that's when I remembered. Wasn't my truck stolen just a few months ago?
Junk removal service, your neighborhood junk guys. And I have something exciting to talk to y'all about. And
y'all remember my truck that was stolen a couple of weeks ago? This is so awesome. There's my truck. It's right there. That is my truck F550. The one that was stolen a couple of weeks ago, and we're waiting for the cops to get here. Alright guys, my truck is right behind me.
Well, there it is. This is the video I made right after my truck was stolen, to be honest with you. There it is right there. I mean, I got all this equipment. I set up my camera and I'm taking video of the truck that was actually stolen 35 days ago. And I can't believe it. It's in front of my eyes and I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh. I even had enough time to go across the street and talk to a neighbor. And I'm pointing the camera right across the street and there's the truck. Someone stole the truck. Did I know? Well, there's the police. So the police show up. They were really quick to get there as soon as they found out that this truck was, like, you know. Anyway, here they are where I'm talking to them. I'm telling you, dude, this is my truck. It was stolen from my home about 35 days ago, and they don't waste no time. They go right inside, and it was just a relief to see that the police were there, and I was getting my truck back, and I was so happy about the fact. And finally, they gave me my truck. I'm allowed to go in there, take a look at my stuff, and of course, I try to start my truck up immediately, and it actually starts. But here's the old lady right here. Oh, my grandson's really good guy. Whatever, your grandson's a murderer, you know? Anyway, I was just happy to get my truck, and finally, I just got in it, and I started it up, and I was frustrated. But then today, the news people came, and I did my interview, and here's that.
All right, guys, so I'm out here with Channel 8 News, and believe it or not, it's happened again. It's a story about the truck. You remember this truck that was stolen? Guys, I did a video about the whole thing, right? So the situation is that yesterday, 2 officers were shot at a Home Depot. And believe it or not, the guy who shot him was captured last night. But that same guy, okay? The same guy had the license plate of my truck, the one he stole during Christmas time, on the vehicle that he was captured. Here's what, guys, I get a phone call today, okay? So I'm at work, I get a phone call from the Dallas Police Department, from all the channels, the news channels, and believe it or not, the same house that I recorded my video on, they were at today.
So the interview was great, and the camera guy and the interviewer was really nice. You know, as I'm doing this thing for the channel news, and I'm starting to realize, you know, what about the family of the officer? They got to go through a lot of things. I mean, I got my truck stolen, but these people actually lost a human being. And I keep on thinking through my head, was there anything different I could have done? Was there anything I could have done when I saw him actually walk out of the house? I don't know. It just keeps running through my mind.
All right, so I started pouring on him while we were doing the interview, but apparently my truck was used. This guy who stole my truck is the same guy who shot the officers last night at Home Depot. Yesterday during the day, there was a shooting at a Home Depot. The assailant got away, and last night he was captured in a Ford F450 or F350, but when they pulled him over, his license plates on that vehicle were actually my license plates. And the house that I was at with my other YouTube channel, the other YouTube video, the video that I did when I got my truck back, that house is where he lives. So anyway, kind of weird thing. I mean, it's been 4 months in the past that it happened, but it is what it is.
That part of the story for us, Jobin.
Well, John, we are live outside Texas Health Presbyterian. As you know, the 2 remaining victims are here being treated here. But tonight we are learning about Armando Juarez. We know that he already pled guilty. He is the suspect in this case, pled guilty to stealing 1 vehicle. Now a victim of another possible vehicle theft is coming forward. Ricardo Hernandez got a call this morning from a detective.
When the officer called me, he said, "Why are your license plates on this vehicle?"
Ricardo never thought he'd hear about his license plates again. His truck was stolen around Christmas last year. His Ford F550 was recovered 35 days later by pure luck. He just happened to be driving through a neighborhood.
And when I look over to the left, literally, it was my truck. That is my truck.
Ricardo would document his lucky find to YouTube. That day, called DPD. It just so happens the home where his truck was parked belonged to Armando Juarez's grandmother. We spoke with her briefly yesterday while police desperately searched for her grandson.
Go to the police or call the police and give yourself up.
Ricardo would get his truck back, and not in the pristine condition he said it was in.
So, of course, he punched out the door handle here on the F550, and then right here he bent the door back.
The toolboxes were even painted white after it was stolen.
It's just weird because I thought it was in the past, and now it's coming back to me.
Ricardo does not know if he'll get his old license plates back. Doesn't even think he wants them, because it connects him to a story that is slowly being uncovered. A story that also ends with the death of a public servant. Jobin Panicner, Channel 8 News.